Hi, Alan here, and I'm going to regale you with a small town story. I love small town stories. I love RVing into small towns. And let me first share with you the Northern Rockies weather here. It's in the 40s and it's raining again. We had a tease of summer. It's May 29. It's after Memorial Day. We had a tease of summer yesterday where it almost got up to 80 degrees and it was nice the day before, but that was only 3 or 4 days after we got our last snowfall. We had 2 inches in town. We had about 15 to 20 inches up on the hills just outside of town. And I'm not talking 9,000 feet. I'm talking 7,000 feet is where they got 15 inches of snow. Unbelievable. At least 15 inches, if not more. The ski area got at least 15 inches, and we couldn't buy that all winter long. And it happens in the third or fourth week of May. Unbelievable. Anyway, so that's life in the Northern Rockies in southwestern Montana in spring. What can I tell you? Alan here, rvacrossamerica.net. This post is going to be at rvacrossamerica.net/health minds. And that's a story that I want to tell you. Before I get into it, hey, give me a like, give me a subscribe, leave a comment. I read all the comments, I respond to all the comments. And I've got a question for you when we get into this. So, to bring you the backstory, I'm headed up I-15 around Christmas time. I was headed from um, Butte over to Helena. It's a very deserted stretch of I-15. You could drive for miles without seeing a car. And I'm headed up to Helena just before Christmas just to go up there and relax and enjoy it. There was no snow. And I passed a town called Basin, Montana. And what caught my eye was you could see off to the left, that was west, there was a main street in town. And you could see a billboard that advertised the Silver Saddle, and they had a good breakfast. Well, far from me to pass on a good breakfast. So I didn't go in that day. I was driving to Helena. I wanted to continue my path up to Helena, but I made a mental note I'm going to head back there. And it turns out that Basin is only about 30 miles from Butte, 40 miles from Helena, and it wasn't a real big deal to head up the road to get to Basin. Just a couple of weeks ago, I went up there. When I went up to Basin, I felt like I was entering the Twilight Zone. I get off the interstate and I was going to head left to get up to the main street in town, but then I saw a sign that prompted me to turn right. And I turned towards an RV park called, of all things, the Merry Widow. Seemed a little strange. As I pull into the Merry Widow, I can see it's an RV park. They're not yet open for the season. It was just April when I did this. And but there were RVs there. And apparently as I did the reading and research on it, they have some RVs at their RV sites that they own so that people can come there and spend a week or two there for their health mine. Now, what's the health mine all about? There was a big placard there saying people come here from around the world in order to enjoy the radon in our mind. Radon? Well, here's the situation. They claim that the radon has a health benefit, and I did read a full research report on it that I talk about and link to in my post. Again, rvacrossamerica.net/health minds. The reason it's plural is there are four mines. Three of them, I believe, are in Boulder, 10 miles away, and one is in Basin. So they're right in the immediate area. They're all in the same strip of land that contains rock that emits radon. That's something I was familiar with. I knew about radon from teaching chemistry for 20 years, and I knew about radon because I live next to Montclair, New Jersey, where it's an issue. People have to have it mitigated out of the rock. So it surprised me that people would travel to these mines in order to experience the radon gas. Now, interestingly, people claim that it helps with arthritis, and I'd love to hear from you. If you know about these mines, if you've been to these mines, or you know anyone who's been to these mines, give me some feedback in the comments section. If you're seeing this on my web post, then go down below and post in the comments section down below on the web post. So whether you're seeing it on video or seeing it in the post, I'd love to hear from you. After checking out the RV park, and it looks like a real nice RV park. You don't have to go there for the mine. You can go there and just enjoy it. You're not far from Butte. You're not far from Helena. You're in a very remote area. and you're in an area where there's good camping and it's just a very natural environment, except for the interstate cutting right through it. But it's a very natural environment. And again, the interstate is sparsely traveled. So after checking out the RV park, I headed around the corner and under the interstate and headed back up to downtown Basin. Basin is a town of 250 people. The Silver Saddle turned out to be a throwback to like pre-January 2021 pricing. It was about $10 for bacon, eggs, and bacon, and I mean bacon and eggs and pancakes. What am I saying? About $10 for that. So that's about half what I pay when I eat out in Butte or in Anaconda. And I'm not eating at really fancy places in Butte or Anaconda. So the Silver Saddle is a good deal. It's an older building. The whole downtown is from the early 20th century, maybe late 19th century. Clearly a mining town. The main street dead ends about a half a mile past downtown as it just runs into a mountain. And the town is typical rural, disheveled condition. The buildings are still there, but they're mostly unoccupied. The homes look like they're 30 years out of date to be painted and be maintained. But people live there and they enjoy being in the middle of nowhere. And I can definitely relate to that. Being an RVer, I love to travel to small towns like that and just take in the environment. Just eating at the Silver Saddle was a great thing and a great experience, and just meeting some of the locals that were there and having brief conversations with them. So, Basin, Montana. This is rvcrossamerica.net/health minds. It's an interesting topic looking into radon as a health gas. And I definitely want to hear your feedback after you go over to the post and either leave comments down below. You can read the background on it. I share my thoughts on whether I would go into one. And well, that's that. Alan here, there's more coming. I've got more posts coming up soon, all kinds of interesting stuff. And we'll talk soon. Be good.